2 months after I got married, I walk into a meeting and I'll just stand. I know what is happening with people. I can tell you there's somebody on this second row. There is a growth on your breast. I didn't have those dimensions before. I can walk into a meeting and it's not one meeting, every meeting. I am ministering this afternoon by 3 o'clock somewhere. It will happen. Not because I saw an angel in the spirit. I just got married and I began to enter into dimensions. I'll come for a meeting. I'll say, there's somebody on the first row here. You have an issue with your left ear. Somebody will stand up. I was in Ibadan last week. I just took time. Over 3 ministers preached before I preached. And when I came up, I was so tired. When I was when I was done teaching, I just took and I began to see. I said, there's a fair young man on the third row. One of your leg is short. I just grew up. I didn't need to go and fast for 40 days to build faith. The guy rushed out. I said, wait, don't be excited. Confirm it. Leg grew out just by word of knowledge. I looked by the right. I said, there's somebody, you have a gastric challenge. It has gone. It just left. There's a lady here, there is growth on your breast. Check, that growth has gone. As I'm seeing, I'm just talking. And as I'm talking, it's happening. I didn't know how I entered. I didn't have any encounter. I just got married. And the dimension shifted. The authority shifted. If I stand up, I was in a meeting with him in Benin. I was so tired, I flew in from Ghana. And I just went for the meeting. And when I was done sharing, I just stood up. I said, if you have growth on your body, just stand. And they stood up. I said, the growth is gone. And more than 5 ladies ran out crying. Growth had dematerialized just because I got married and I began to follow these things. And God just kept shifting. God just kept shifting. God just kept shifting. Doors opening everywhere. In the midst of warfare, we are just gliding. And we don't notice anything is happening. There is so much in marriage that if a man will pay the price to harness it, he will see the glory of God like never before. I charge you this day, fight to keep the unity and the oneness that this covenant places upon your life. I charge you, don't have any reason to look back, and don't let anything divide you. Insist on keeping that unity, and while you are keeping it, realize that every challenge you have does not come to destroy you. It rather came to transform you, because the goal of this union is for you to become more like Jesus Christ. I know you are a preacher, but there are certain things in you that nobody knows. Your wife came to discover them. You may not know that you are impatient because nobody has worked with you closely. Your wife will come to reveal to you that you are impatient, and every time she takes an action that shows you are impatient, it's not a time to attack her. It's a time to ask God to help you. I never knew there was impatience in me. Your wife will come to let you know that there was anger in your spirit that you didn't know about. So her coming to you and the challenges that may come will not be to destroy you. It will be to make you a better person. And the same thing applies to you, my dear sister. You may not know that you are impatient. You may not know that you talk too much. You may not know that you are an aggressive person. It is your husband that will show you. And when he shows you, instead of fighting and saying this thing will not work anymore, look inward. Before you call the marriage the problem, find out the things that you have that needs to be touched, because Jesus wants you to become like him, and the marriage is a platform for achieving that.